everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of kNOw. As a community, I feel like we need to come together and advocate for ourselves more. So this is a show about how we can know more and at the same time say no more to those policies that unjustly affect us. Today I have a great show for you about the hottest topic in Wisconsin right now, the proposed bill by Scott Walker. I have a guest. She's going to help break it down the bill for us, and at the same time she's going to entertain us a little bit later in the show. So without further ado, please welcome the beautiful, the sensational, as a thank you for coming. I have this for you.
Oh, thank you.
I have 6 feet of yummy gum flavoring for you.
Thank you.
6 feet. Yes.
Thank you.
Now, I do have a favor to ask you though.
Okay.
I want you to be the first. I want you to put the inaugural signature, sorry guys, on my wall. It's just a curtain, but we're going to call it a wall.
What do I write?
Tag it, your name, whatever you want.
Okay.
Feel free. Alright. So, Kika.
Yes?
Your phone is ringing.
It's an alarm clock.
No?
Sorry.
Alright. Stop the music in the middle of my dance. Whatever. Alright, go ahead. Perfect. Today we have Kika. She's going to share the bill basics for Scott Walker's bill on the budget for those of you who are uninformed. So, Kika, go ahead and break it down for us.
So, as you all should already know, as you probably already know also, Governor Scott Walker is trying to end unions for all public employees, cause budget cuts for MPS, and end funding for Badger Care for undocumented pregnant women and children, as well as many other Wisconsinites.
Interesting. So, I mean, most of us are documented, and I mean, most of us are about to graduate high school or have already graduated high school. Class of 09, hello, hello. You can go ahead and give a shout out too.
No, it's okay.
Hear that, 011? She doesn't care about you. Just kidding. But seriously, so I mean, I already graduated, you're about to graduate. I mean, I'm documented, you're documented, so why should we give a darn? Why should we give a hoot?
Well, first of all, a lot of us might in the future, since we're already graduating and have graduated from high school, one day we might work for a company with a union. And Wisconsin was one of the first states to have unions.
Okay.
And so I think it's really important that we keep that. Why move backward?
Right. You know, our state motto is forward. But, okay, so unions, like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, what, like, in layman's terms, what's a union?
I don't know what layman's terms means.
Alright, well, since Francisca doesn't know, what layman's terms means, just like, put in simple words.
Okay, so a union is just a group of people at a workplace, or not even just at a workplace, like, there's, like, huge unions everywhere, like the steel workers and all these different places, right? They protect worker rights. So, like, before, I can't remember the exact name of the event, but there was this one incident that happened in a workplace where all of the doors were locked for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
They were all locked, so there was this huge fire one day in this building, and everyone was trapped inside because all of the exits were blocked.
Okay.
So after that, unions were put in place to make sure that incidents like that wouldn't happen. That's why we have things like fire regulations and like people have to come in and inspect buildings to make sure that they're okay for people to work in and stuff like that. Or like hours, like you can have a weekend. You don't have to work weekends. Some people do, but most places don't. Or like stuff like that.
So what you're saying is unions are the people who work at a company, not the actual employers themselves. Like pretty much coming together to negotiate for their rights, basic rights like how long their lunch times are,
how long their work week is.
Okay.
Make sure the environment is tolerable, it's livable.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Scott Walker wants to just do what, well, basically, I mean, he says it's about the budget, but I mean, from what I'm hearing, pretty much what he's trying to do is break down unions for public employers, in this case, teachers, nurses. I mean, the only reason that our society is actually functioning is because these people come into work every day. I mean, if they all decided not to for whatever reason, I mean, it could affect not our government, like our local economy, like very strongly. I mean, what are you gonna do if all the teachers take off for an extended period of time? I mean, we experienced it for just a few days. Imagine if they just say, I mean, screw working for the government, let's just quit. Because, I mean, they want to take away their rights.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's just an attack on people's rights. Sure, the budget needs to be fixed. There's a huge deficit or whatever, but stripping people of their rights isn't the way to do it. Mm. And also, this would cause $900 million in budget cuts for MPS.
$900 million?
Yes, $900 million. So all those textbooks that seem really raggedy,
they're going to stay raggedy for years and generations to come, huh? Okay. All right. Well, Francisca, thank you for coming on the show with us. And now that you all know más, what are you going to do about it? What up, y'all? These are my little cousins. We're about to ask them some questions. How do you feel about the Skywalker bill?
Skywalker?
Skywalker? Like Luke Skywalker?
Like Star Wars, the Clone Wars?
Hey everybody, it's me, Knowlers, and I'm here to drop some knowledge on you guys about Skywalker's budget bill. It has nothing to do with the budget. Like an onion, it has many layers. Definitely not a cake bill. If you guys remember to the beginning of the debate, everything had to do about state workers paying more on their health insurance, but they already agreed to that. They just want to be able to collectively bargain for their rights as workers. If you don't have unions and you don't collectively bargain, I work somewhere where there's no union. You get walked all over from you get in trouble for stuff that you don't even do. That's why unions are put in place. They're actually by the people, by the middle class, to try to get rights. The unions determine how long the work weeks are, how long vacations are, safety code violations. The unions are up on that, and basically they just advocate for us, not for the rich. And pretty much he's trying to break that up. He's trying to break that up because if you break up the unions, then people, why are unions so bad? As people, we have to come together to meet. We have to come together, make solutions. That way, everybody's ideas are tossed in the pot. Skywalker doesn't want that. He wants it his way because he's not willing to negotiate. He has time for a 20-minute phone call with the Koch brothers. Yes, you dirty-minded people. It actually is pronounced Koch. But he won't meet with the 14 representatives that are in Illinois. And it's just atrocious. Like, really? You're not going to meet with... Like, as a government, we elect these people to come together, to have ideas, and come to a decision. But he's not listening to them. And just because they have the majority, the Republicans are just going to sign off on that, and it's going to get passed. That's why they felt the need to leave. The implications of it are drastic. 900 million, that's almost $1 billion, are going to be cut from MPS. And I went there. I graduated from Riverside University High School. Shout out, hello. The books, they weren't that great. There's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of stuff that could be done with that funding. But now, imagine it being $900 million worse. By the time your kids actually go to the same schools we went to, they're going to be using the same books. And there's a lot in this bill that isn't discussed. It would, for undocumented women, it wouldn't cover their pregnancies or the prenatal care for the babies. They're American citizens. They're born in this country. They're American citizens. I mean, whichever side of the fence you're on, you can't deny insurance to a baby. Like, seriously? Like, how evil are you, dude? Like, seriously, Scott? Seriously? This is what you do? You take insurance from babies? I hate you. Not very professional, I'm sorry. But it's serious out here, guys. They're gonna cut all that money. He's trying to break apart unions, and he's just trying to take insurance from babies. Like, Scott just needs to stop. And as a people, as citizens, we need to come together, we need to get off our butts, and we need to advocate for ourselves. Thank you, and good night.